The following video was recorded on location in my state-of-the-art office in the corner of my first floor apartment. If you like what you're about to hear, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell in the upper right corner.
How you doing, Josh? How's everything going, man?
I'm doing great. Thank you for taking the time to do this interview.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. They got me on a really tight, just so you know, they got me every half hour. So on the half hour, I have the next one. They got people calling on the half hour, just so you're aware of our time frame.
Oh, sure thing. I do have plenty of questions, but I'll make sure to keep time and everything, and make sure that we keep on date.
Yeah, I just wanted you to get enough, so I figured, I'll just let you know. I want you to make sure you get everything in that you're looking to get in, because it is pretty tight, the schedule.
Oh yeah, not a problem. I totally understand why. I mean, with you guys having a brand new album through Napalm Records, I'm so happy to see that you guys have gotten back together and created some new music together.
Yeah, it was a long time coming. Actually, at one point, though, it was a little scary. I thought the band would never even, never make a record again together. If you had asked me in 2011, when we were totally, not even active, I would have probably told you you're crazy if you thought we would be doing another record, because the band was doing nothing at all. But you can never say never, right? That's what they say in life. And here we are. Here we are with a killer record on our hands. Probably one of the best we've ever put together and ever collaborated on. So we're super excited about it. We can't wait for the world to hear it. We're really pumped. And
so how did this whole album come together?
Well, basically back in 2014, there was a demand again for the band to do some shows, and our agent called us, and we had some offers on the table as far as some shows to play in Europe, and it was with some pretty heavy-duty bands, which is really cool, like Marilyn Manson, etc. And we were like, you know what? We spoke to one another. We were very, at first, there was some apprehension not to do anything, but because Mina went through her transformation. She's transgender, as most of the music world knows now. And she's come out to the world. And, at first, not myself, but, there were certain people around us and band members that felt, basically, how would this work? How is this going to work? But I think once we got over that hump, we all spoke on the phone, and people put stuff, everyone put things behind them. I think then we were kind of like all gears ready to go, moving forward. Let's do these shows and just see how it goes. And once we got up there and actually saw the reaction and felt the reaction from the people and from the crowds and from the masses, it was like such a positive response that there was no other way to go than up from there. It was very clear that it was going to work and that there was no issues. If anything, the band has been more, more on fire than ever, more powerful, more exciting. It's actually raised the bar quite a bit. So it was just such a positive thing to get back together that it snowballed into getting an offer to make a record on the table. And that leads us to about a year and a half ago, where Napalm Records said, well, with all this momentum, what do you guys think about doing a record? And once again, our agent, Dan DeVita, and he helped us out with being in contact with Napalm, and the deal looked great. And we were like, you know what, guys? We all talked about it, and we all discussed what type of record we would make this time. Something we've never done before is actually talk about it. And we just wanted to put all the best counterparts, use all the strong points of the band, and finally, just collaborate in that way and just use all of our strengths and what's made us so successful in the past and put it into one record and include that darkness, include that groove that we're known for, and include the heavy crushing riffs, and include that intense Mina vocal when needed, and the dynamics. And so basically that's how it went. It was a kind of like this snowball of positive energy that just kept rolling forward. That's the only way, the metaphor I keep seeing it as. It's like this this ball of energy that just kept getting bigger.
Yeah, and I'm just so happy to see it too. And they make an album that feels subpar, or it feels like they're not really into it. But you guys, I mean, when you guys got back together and made this album, the more I listen to it, the more I can tell how really heartfelt it is, and it easily is one of the best albums that you guys have ever put out.
That's how we feel. It's so you nailed it, because we feel the same exact way. When you are finished with there's always that feeling when you're finished with something, a piece of artwork, a song, or anything, a record. Sometimes you look back and go, I wish we would have did this, or it's not as good as I thought it was going to be. Like, and we've had that in the past. But the funny thing is, on this one, we finished and we're like, holy shit, this is even better than we thought it was going to be. Like, it just kind of took a life of its own. We worked so hard at it. The performances, and you know what? We owe Matt Brown, our co-producer. We owe him a lot of credit. He is the one that really pushed each of us to get better performances, to put better ideas down on tape and track better stuff, and push us in a way that maybe we've never been pushed before. And I think if it wasn't for him being involved in the making of this, I don't want to shortchange Matt, because if it wasn't for him being involved, I don't know if this record would have turned out the way it did. As a matter of fact, I could probably say it wouldn't have. So I just give him a lot of credit for sticking by us. He spent tons and tons of time with us and running around in different studios and this and that, and dealt with all of our schedules and craziness, and he's really bent over backwards in so many ways to make this as great as it could be. And I just always have to give that man a lot of credit for all the hard work he put in. And it was a true collaboration between us and Matt, because we were very involved with, of course, all the ideas and the sounds and acknowledging when something was great and acknowledging when something wasn't. So, I just hats off to Matt for sticking it out with us. And he's been a good friend for most of our career. He's listened to Life of Agony even, back in the day when we were teenagers. He was a fan of the band. So that helps. And he knew the sound, and he knew us personally and how to push us properly, and it was just perfect. It was a perfect guy to work with.
Is there any particular examples that really stand out about his contribution to the album?
You're hearing it everywhere. Well, I gotta say, actually, one song, Bag of Bones, which is getting a lot of attention, actually. The people that are hearing the record are like, wow, that song, Bag of Bones, is really, it's one of the standouts. It's later in the record, but which I think all the songs, we think all the songs are just as equal, but he really pushed us to make that arrangement better. Like, he was like, I feel like this song is almost done. Like, he kept saying, let's try this to it. Let's do that. And we flipped things, and we've changed verses, and he really pushed us on that one. And I also got to say, Little Spots of You, he worked with Mina really well on that song. Because that was more of a Mina piece of music, and Matt had some crazy cool ideas to really make that thing pop. And same thing with Bag of Bones, and he did that throughout the record. But I'm just pinpointing two tracks that I know he had a heavy hand in the way it turned out. So, once again, hats off to Matt for how much work he's put into this thing. And you hear it. I mean, you hear his production skills, and you hear the collaboration from all of our ears and how we work together. You can really hear the goods, when you put this album on.
Oh yeah, without question. I mean, I'm loving the whole album from start to finish, but I am glad to see the attention that Bag of Bones is getting, for example, because that is one of the songs that, like, towards the later half of the album, it's great to hear a song like that, and I just love the order of the track listing that's going on with it, because it feels very natural with the peaks and valleys and the dynamics of the album to have the way that you guys have it.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we always are very careful with that. Well, we have to love it. We have to listen to it, and it has to feel like it was always meant to be that way. It's kind of the way, like, even the way we do our set list live and stuff like that. The songs have to have almost like how a book is written. If one chapter is out of place, the book doesn't feel as classic. Same thing goes for any of our old classic records. Not ours. I mean, any of your old classic records that you love. If they may have moved one of the songs out of place, it may not have felt the same. So we were always very careful with the track listing and how things played out. And I think we got a really good, like you said, up and down, in and out type of dynamic roller coaster going on. Takes you for a ride, and you stay interested, and that's the whole purpose. You know, no filler crap. You know, every song stands on its own. Could be, you know, a standalone song. That's what we strive for, and putting them in the right places to fit like a puzzle was very important, and we got it. Like, we nailed it. So, yeah, we're happy with that, too. I'm glad you recognize that.
Oh, yeah, without question. And with that, when it came to your parts, when you were coming up with riffs and what you do to contribute to the album, how long have you had these riffs going on? I mean, did you have anything that was like a back cataloged, or was it all just new from reforming?
Well, here's the deal, you know, and now I'm really going to take you down to the bare bones here, because, you know, with this, well, first of all, Life of Agony, we have basically everyone in the band plays guitar. Everyone writes songs on guitar. So me being the guitar player, I have to leave myself very, very open to everyone's, I want to, not have to, I want to leave myself very, very open. I'm not an egotistical type guitar player that says I need to write every riff on the record. I've never been that way on any projects I've done. So, and Life of Agony's been that way. So Val, in particular, like, he had a ton of killer riffs, like, saved up from A Pale Horse Named Death, and we were actually using that tuning. It was a suggestion he had, because he plays guitar and sings in that. I don't know if you're aware of that band.
Oh, yes.
But that's Sal's side project, and he plays guitar. So he had a ton of cool stuff. And you know, I'm not the type of guy that's going to sit back and go, well, it's not my riff, so I don't want to use it. You know, that'd be insane. You know, so I'm very open. Alan is always writing on guitar, and he always comes up with some badass groovy riffs. So this record is a collaboration of everyone's ideas, period. And, you know, I wouldn't sit there and just start saying, well, he wrote 10 riffs and he wrote this many riffs. It's silly to do that. You know, it's just, it doesn't make any sense. So we're a family, we're a band, and I just got to say the riffs came from everywhere. Riffs came from everyone and everywhere. And I think you can hear that, you know. My job in the end is when I am playing someone else's riff, I have to make it my own. I have to make it sound like me. I have to play it the way I do, the way I pick, the feeling I put into the riff, what it makes me feel. I almost adopt the riff like as if you're adopting a child and loving the child like it's your own. All the riffs that these guys bring in become mine. And in not a selfish way. They're ours, but they end up being mine because I have to make them mine in order to record them the right way. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much it. That's how it works, and that's the bare bones truth. Like, that's how we operate as a band. What was so special about laying down the guitars was Matt. We laid down. First of all, there was nothing, not one thing that was Pro Tools or pasted over or chorus paid. We didn't do anything like that. He made me play everything over and over and until it was freaking perfect. And we did like 6 rhythm tracks, which was insanely hard to do. You know, he really worked me, and there was no, like I said, copy pasting, no computer tricks. That is all played that way. I step away feeling very proud that everything I'm listening to on there, I played 100%. You know, there's nothing fixed. So that makes me, you know, that was hard work. I'm not going to lie. That was a lot of hours and hours and days and months of hard work to get the guitars perfect, you know, to sound the way we wanted them to. So, yeah, that was basically the whole process with the riffage, and I'm just walking away so proud, I guess, Josh, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, and you touched on a couple things I wanted to bring up, too. I mean, first of all, with the entire band being able to write, I mean, that's fantastic to see that is still going on. I mean, it's so important when the whole band contributes, I mean, in any way that they can, and it's great to see that your personality is allowing for the band to be able to contribute that way, too. I mean, there are plenty of guitarists who will never want to use someone else's riffs, but it's great to see that you really did make all these riffs, whether they were your own or someone else's, and you were able to make them your own and add your own signature
sound
touch
like
to
mine.
it. Yeah, exactly.
Yes. And that's, and because again, it has to come from my soul in the end. That's me. I'm 1/4 of the sound of the band, so I have to take all these ideas and riffs and things and song ideas and then make them sound like me. You know, make them my own, basically. I don't know how you get like, almost they're reborn through me. The ideas are reborn. The guitar ideas end up being reborn through me. That's the only way I could put it, you know?
With that, when it came to you recording the guitar, how much effort did it go into like picking out the right guitar, the right amps, everything that went down there?
Oh man, like that was such a cool part of doing this record, is that we really Matt and I work so well together. He's a guitar player as well, so you can imagine how many guitar players I have around me at all times. So, and a lot of ideas and a lot of suggestions, and so basically Matt and I just really, we had a plan going in, and we executed that plan right down. I mean, literally, we skinned that plan right to the bone. We stuck by exactly what we talked about before we hit a note. Before we even did anything, we sat in my kitchen together and had a coffee and basically said, well, how should we go about this? And we both had the same idea right off the bat, how we should go about the guitars and getting the sounds and what we should set up and everything. Because I'm a producer as well. I'm an engineer as well. That's what I do outside of touring and stuff. So I have a full professional studio here at home. And I have bands come and I record albums and all kinds of stuff. So, Matt, I mean, we were right on the same page and the whole entire time. And what he said and what I was thinking, he pulled the words from my brain, was, we need you to sound like you again, and let's bring back that heavy, thick, syrupy sound that you're known for, that I feel like was lost on the last couple of records, which I agree with him. Not that it was bad sounds at all, but kind of lost a little bit of what that Life of Agony sound was about. So we want to bring some of those elements back into my sound, and I totally was already thinking that even before he and I spoke. So we were immediately like, oh God, we know exactly what we got to do. So we had multiple amps set up, multiple cabinets, multiple guitars, of course, for different stuff. We tried new things, which we ended up doing something like a little secret that I can't really give away. We tried something new at playing, different style guitar that's in there that nobody really can probably hear, but it's affecting the sound. So I ended up tracking all the songs with this other type of element, which is really cool. But, we had some crazy cool times getting all these sounds, and every song needed to have the right combination of everything and the right feeling and the right mood. So, without giving away too much, we really just had a really, fun time just rolling with different ideas and different tools to get the job done. It was really fun.
Oh, that is just so great to hear. I mean, I can totally hear that in the sound. I mean, it's just it's got that signature sound that you patented so very well, but it's modernized as well for 2016 into 2017.
Yes. Well, without going, I mean, it's not such a big deal. What I ended up doing is I came up with the idea one morning to take I have another band called Zaire's War that I play really heavy and down-tuned really low, and I love the sound of this one baritone Telecaster that I have, and it's a 6-string guitar, but it's not a 7-string or anything like that. But I had the idea to put lighter strings on it and then go ahead and track all the songs with a baritone, which is usually meant to tune way down, but I actually tuned it up to the tuning we were in. But the combination of those light strings and the looseness of them with the sound we got with it, it just made this fat, gnarly, snarling sound behind the Les Paul I use for most of the rhythms. So once we realized that, we were like, this needs to be all over the record because now it's creating one sound. So then, and that's where we get into the realm of how many tracks I had to record, because then you need a left and a right of this, and so then you got to play them perfect, they have to match the Les Pauls and all. So there was a lot of tracking going on. Like I played those riffs, I can't tell you, I mean, for weeks and months, like I told you before. So we had this whole and then we did some other stuff with single string stuff and removing strings from guitars and all kinds of crazy stuff. So That's what I mean by I can't give everything away, but that just gives you a little insight of how much different things we did to make it new and something that maybe no one else has tried, or maybe they have, but the direction we took it in, with the ballsy, heavy, thick thing, we just felt like we were on the right path, and we just kept discovering and laying it down. It was really cool.
Yeah, and it's led to an absolutely incredible album. And when it does come out next Friday through Napalm, I mean, I think the longtime fans that have been just waiting for you guys to come back, like myself, for a brand new album, I can't imagine anyone's going to be disappointed in what's going on. I mean, it's got all those signature tones that you guys are known for, so many great dynamics, and it's through 2016 into 2017 eyes, and it's just, I'm so happy to see that you guys are back, playing shows again, recording a new album. I'm so happy to see it.
We are too, and the positivity around the band, I gotta say, just the camaraderie between us and the fun we're having and the laughter and just everything has been, a very positive vibe. And if we could just keep things going just the way they are, I'd be very happy. So let's cross our fingers and hope that if we keep going like this, maybe we'll see another record. Maybe not 12 years from now. Maybe we'll see one a bit sooner than that.
Oh yeah, I mean, I would love that. But until then, I mean, I'm absolutely loving what you guys are doing on A Place Where There's No More Pain, and I'm so happy to see that this is getting some shows along with it too. I mean, just next week you're going to be able to promote it properly.
Oh yeah, we're going to hit that. We're going to hit Irving Plaza. It's our record release party on April 28th. I don't know if this interview will be coming out, after that show, but if it does, then that was the date of the record release party. And we got Boston, Poughkeepsie, a bunch of others, Wanto, New York. Where else? Stroudmoore, Pennsylvania. We're going to Europe again, Spain, France, and then we got a whole entire summer tour that they're about to announce soon. So it's going to be a busy year, which is exactly what we were looking for.
Oh, that makes me so happy. I mean, seeing that you guys are going out this summer, and hopefully if it hits anywhere near Minnesota, I would absolutely love to be able to see you guys again. And it's great to see after 12 years that you guys were able to come back again and just put out an amazingly solid album. And I imagine that the live shows are going to be a great retrospective of the whole band.
Yeah, and it's definitely this album is definitely, how would you say, it's going to be a chain reaction. The live show is going to reflect the album in ways of the energy of even playing the old songs, because when you get a fire lit under you, even the old songs feel new again. So it's hard to explain. It's like we're energized and pumped for all of it. So, even the old songs, we're going to be playing them just as hard as we ever have done, if not harder. And playing these new songs is just going to be such a joy and such a exciting feeling playing them on stage. So we did test the waters with one of the tunes, Dead Speak Kindly, which is such a heavy, cool tune. And it's a little slower, but it kind of broke up the set nicely where we had it. And it was a good moment, a good mood for the crowd. And we got such a positive response from playing that live. And people didn't even know the song. And they were just like, wow, that song is cool. So, we're excited to play some more, as you can imagine, play some more off the new record. And as the year goes on, I think the idea is to maybe introduce more of the new songs, like maybe put a few at first in there, but not all, just so there's something for them to look forward to, like a kind of a momentum builder, like, okay, what are they going to play on the next tour? Which songs are they going to bust out from this new album? Because like you said, we could pretty much play any of them, and that's the way we feel. We could pick, we could do whatever off this record, and it would work live, because they're just all great songs. So, it's going to be a fun journey from here out. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and again, one more time, as a fan, I'm just so happy to see that you guys are around and still kicking and putting out some of your best music that you've ever made, with A Place Where There's No More Pain coming out next Friday through Napalm. All these great shows that are getting announced, going over to Europe, the summer plans that are going to be announced hopefully sometime soon. I'm just so happy to see it, and again, I'm so happy that you took the time to be able to talk to me about everything that's going on in Life of Agony.
Yeah, Josh, no, I thank you very much, and we hopefully get to come out by your area there and get to meet you in person, and you get to see it live as well, because it's really cool to hear you love this music as much as we do. So that's really awesome. Thank you very much.
Oh, not a problem. And again, thank you for taking the time to do this. I've always wanted to be able to help promote the band, and I'm so thankful to be able to do that with a new album. Before we're done,
you got it.
Before we're done, is there anything else that you'd like to mention that I haven't brought up yet?
I mean, you kind of nailed it all. We're also very excited about the video that we just dropped for World Gone Mad. If anyone is interested in checking that video out, we're very happy with it. We had someone named Lee from the UK do it. They worked really on a very tight budget to get it done, and we were just so happy with the way it turned out and the visuals. And the videos, the two videos actually, he did both. The first one, A Place Where There's No More Pain, the song, that was just a live video, but it was also shot so well. And both videos rock. And if everyone can go check those out and maybe post them on their pages or whatever, that would be cool.